and I bring receptivity.
My name is Claudia. I live in Florence, and I would really like to expand with you lightful and joyful love.
I'm Olivia from the US, and I bring inspiration.
I'm Jacqueline from the US, and I bring a joyful heart of love.
Kusum, US, awareness of interconnected love and humanity.
Raja from Darjeeling, Himalayas, India. I wish that all our connected microcosm goes into the macro to flood all the universe with love and light.
And we're right in the heart and being of it. This is the cosmology of unity. And yesterday, at the last session we had, we brought together into that unity. We synergized into that unity. We celebrated the diversity. We welcomed the compassion and the joy and the gratitude. This is the cosmology of love that is emerging. Because fear separates us and love unites us. So what is now emerging as science converges with spirituality, it literally takes us beyond to a new adventure, the threshold of a new chapter, perhaps not in our biological evolution, but literally our conscious evolution.
Thinking about myself, I become self-aware, self-conscious, conscious of self. That's one particular world. And when I start to work with other people in a group, I then have to become group conscious, beyond the boundary of my own thinking, of my own self. And there is a big difference between just a group of people coming together, a group of individuals. So you have a people who come together to serve, you could say they're a group of servers. But when you come together at a very deep level of commitment, you shift from a group of servers to a group server, and it becomes actually one body.
So those are the two seeds I would offer. One is, in spite of all the urgency, it's important that we also learn to relax so that our inner state opens and is not constricted through fear. And that we see ourselves as real partners, and that we are teaching Gaia through our example just as much as we are learning from the world soul.
Unwrapping has to do also with revealing. They are synonymous, unwrapping and revealing, because if I unwrap something, something else is revealed. And therefore, the mystery of the eternal revelation, which is consciousness. Consciousness is nothing but a continual chain of revelation, revelation after revelation.
This is a sculpture that sits in the foyer of the aula, and as you'll see, it has some tears in it. Those of you who are perhaps close enough to see, that represent the challenges that our planet faces at this time, and the pain and the hurt that we perhaps are inflicting upon it, and yet there's such beauty represented also in that pain. And we will, between us, heal those rifts that exist in the planet for sure.
That comes about in many ways, but the group consciousness itself puts us in touch with an identification within the life aspect on this beautiful planet we all call home, that actually helps us realize our consciousness, shared unity, unitive consciousness within Gaia. Becomes expanded into the realization that when I give all, I lose nothing. In fact, I gain everything. I gain access to the consciousness of the whole, which affords a resource through me, not really to me, but through me, that allows me to offer my unique contribution on behalf of the greater good.
I feel that service is the way to best listen to the group consciousness, that in service, when we release ourselves into action, that we can align ourselves to better to what the community needs. And as a sacred beekeeper, I find that the bees are a beautiful model for that. And I think that if we can understand the natural world, perhaps through an earth ambassador such as the bee, and try to serve the natural order, that can bring us into group consciousness. That group consciousness to me isn't out there, it's right here and underneath our feet.
And really aiming towards a common goal that allows our consciousness to sharpen and to become a group consciousness, to go away from the individual consciousness to a group consciousness. I want to stretch one thing, that group consciousness does not mean that you're less an individual. Indeed, it's the opposite. I believe, and I have had experiences in my life in Damanhur, where I have never felt so much myself as when I felt completely part of a group. So there are some states of group consciousness that really allow you to bring out all the treasures that are inside of you, and together with the others, you recompose the oneness that we are all part of.
Otherwise, music wouldn't come out. That means that the main aspect is the capacity to listen. And I think this is the most important attitude I can have towards the group and towards what the group is creating.
Manifesto. We sound the note of unity, working as specific groups in cooperation to strengthen and vitalize our unified field of consciousness. through action, personal transformation, meditation, and service in the world. We commit to making sacred choices in group unity. We commit to act locally, feel globally, and think cosmically. We commit to serving together in harmony and loving actions for the common good of the entire planet. We invite ourselves to make a personal commitment. I commit to serve as resources supporting the network of groups of all ages, cultures, and kingdoms around the world. I commit to clarifying a specific function of each group in the larger whole, and to become more and more aware of the role of humanity as a resource to the whole.